There's a story about 200 years ago, a guy that lived in Europe. He had 8 kids. He hardly made a living, and he rented his apartment from some rich guy that had many apartment buildings. So the poor guy with 8 kids, lived in that apartment that he paid rent, and for a few months he couldn't pay the rent. The owner of that apartment was not such a great guy, threatened him, I'm gonna basically kick you out of your house and you'll be with the street with your kids. He didn't know what to do with himself. He had 2 jobs, but there's not enough money he would pay his debts. He didn't know what to do. So he decided to go to his Kabbalist teacher. Actually, there's a name of him, Rabbi Menachem Mendel of Vitebsk. He lives in Europe in that time. And he went to him, took him a few days to go to him. And his teacher heard his issue and told him, okay, wait here, I'm going to give you a note. And he gave him an envelope, and inside the envelope was a note. So the guy trusted this teacher, the Kabbalist. It's for a reason. He told him everything will be fine, don't worry, just give it to the owner. So he thought to himself, wow, I trust my teacher, but it's interesting. What would he write in a note? How come a note can actually change that reality? He's not giving him a check or something. Something, even though my teacher told me, don't look at the note, just hand it to the owner of the house, he felt tempted and he said, okay, let me just open. He opened the envelope. What did he see inside? Nothing. He wrote nothing. Then he drove into completely crazy. Wow, this guy gonna kill me, giving him an empty note. Then he said to himself, something? It's for a reason. I trust my teacher, the Kabbalist. He has connection up there to the upper worlds. I'm gonna go with that. He's handing the guy the notes. The guy suddenly smiles and tell him, no problem, I'm gonna give you rent for free for 2 years. Wow. And the guy said, what a miracle, unbelievable, amazed, share with his friends, with his family. 6 months later, because his teacher lived far away, he saw his teacher again. And he told the teacher the miracles. He said, I know, but one thing you missed. You don't get it. This house, you could own this house. Your problem, you didn't have 100% certainty, only 90% certainty. You shouldn't have opened the letter. The fact that you had a little doubt, you minimize the miracles you could attract to yourself. Because this guy could give over the apartment and give it under your name. So this is just a little story in context of the subject of this class. Tonight's class is discussing the root of our negativity. And this weekly cosmic energy that is available help us to diminish or to reduce the root of our negativity and the root of chaos in our life. זכור את אשר עשה לך עמלק בדרך בצאתכם ממצרים, אשר קרך בדרך ויזנב בך את כל הנחשלים אחריך, ואתה עייף ויגע ולא ירא אלוקים, והיה בהניח השם אלוקיך לך מכל אויביך מסביב בארץ, אשר השם אלוקיך נותן לך נחלה לרשתה, תמחה את זכר עמלק מתחת השמיים לא תשכח. The Creator basically telling the Israelites, remember the nation of Amalek, remember what they've done to you when you were tired and you were not ready. When you look at the word Amalek, its numerical value 240. The word Safek, which means in English doubt, it's also 240. It means that Amalek, it's not a nation. Amalek, it's a force, it's a consciousness which exists within each one of us, and we call that consciousness of doubt. Consciousness of doubt and uncertainty, which is the seed, root of all levels of negativity and chaos in our life. So let's please watch the Rav.
what is the significance in general of Purim? This morning, in the reading of the portion which is called Pashat Zachor, we are told to remember Amalek. Amalek, which was supposedly, according to the literal interpretation of the Bible, Amalek was an enemy of the children of Israel. When they left Egypt, they were confronted with this enemy, and then we are told that Moshe, together with Aaron and Hur, supported him in overcoming the enemy known as Amalek. And this morning, that was a very important reading, we are told, to the extent that every man, woman, and child, while never commanded or required to listen to that particular reading, prior to the advent of the holiday of Purim, everyone is required to listen to it. And in brief, from a Kabbalistic point of view, Amalek means that we are to remember our own internal negativity, never forget that there is no such thing as evil people around us. And we can't even blame evil aspects, evil concepts, evil entities, because all of that which is evil around us originates from within us. And so, if anything does happen in our lives, there is no one to blame but ourselves. Because according to the Ari, with every negative activity, we create within the cosmos negative energy intelligences. And they come back to haunt us constantly. And so, the reading of Amalek is that aspect of negativity that hopefully we shall destroy and bury forever. Amalek is also the aspect of uncertainty, because if we are to delve into the root of evil, you will find one word that can cover every aspect of evil, and that is safek, uncertainty. And it is not by coincidence that Amalek numerically adds up to safek, which means uncertainty. Now, what is uncertainty? Uncertainty means that I don't know about tomorrow. I don't know whether things will continue as good as they are today. This aspect of uncertainty drives people into an aspect and an act of desire to receive for oneself alone. Because in the final analysis at the end, if we believe that there is a force whose only intention is to share his beneficence with us, then what is our fears of tomorrow? Why are we so concerned? If we have enough for today, we're still concerned, but maybe it won't last for tomorrow. The fear of tomorrow is what Amalek is all about, the uncertainty.
So as the Rav explained, when we are talking about fighting Amalek, we're talking about fighting the uncertainty and the doubt within us, which is the root of all negativity, and we'll try to understand what does it mean and how do you begin to fight it. It's portion בשלח. אמר רבי שמעון, וכי קלי בעיניך קרבה דעמלק, דח הזה מן יומן לדברי עלמה. עד ההוא זמנה ומההוא זמנה עד איתי מלכה משיחה. ואפילו ביומו דגוג ומגוג לא ישתכח כבתי לאו בגין חיילים תקיפים וסגין, אלא בגין דבכל סיטרין דקודשה ברכו אבה. Rabbi Shimon said, is this war of Amalek insignificant in your eyes? Come and behold, from the day the world was created until that time, and from that time until King Messiah will come, and even in the days of Gog and Magog, Armageddon, there will not be anything comparable. And not because they were so mighty and numerous, but rather because it was in all the aspect of the Holy One, blessed be. In different words, the Zohar tells us that the fight against that force called Amalek was and will continue until we'll arrive to peace on earth, which until the force of negativity will be diminished from this world, which that's the big picture view of the Kabbalistic understanding of what life is about. So that fight against the Amalek, against the Safek, against the uncertainty, against the inner doubt, it's everlasting fight. And the whole idea that every year we would like to get better on it, to diminish greater aspect of the doubt within, of the uncertainty within, because it means diminishing chaos from our life and from the world. So let's understand what does it mean to you and me practically. So we know doubt, uncertainty means I don't trust the light, but let's bring it to practical application. Because the Zohar tells us, the Rav shared with us, that the root cause of every negativity, from killing to stealing to hurting other people to lack of human dignity to self-destruction to depression, to all types of negativity, the root cause of it is because I'm letting the Amalek, the inner doubt, the uncertainty take over me, control my mind, control my feelings, controlling my action. So the key is, most people do not even recognize there's even doubt or uncertainty there. They're moving right away to reactive behavior, to negative behavior, to negative feelings, to negative thoughts, to victim feelings. What is the process? What is the process that allows each one of us to identify the doubt? And what is the work I need to do when I'm identify the inner doubt? So let's give an example. The Zohar and the Rav Berg speak many times that to recognize doubt, you need to recognize lack in you. When you recognize the lack in you, you know the doubt is there. What does it mean, lack? Let's go to the very, very basic reactive nature. Somebody said something and you react with anger and attacking that person because they said or they did something. So that's called reactive behavior. You attack with anger, out of control. Where was the lack? Where is the lack there? I was angry. He said something, upset me, I was angry. What was the lack? What type of lack existed in this process? It's normal. Somebody did something unfair, injustice, I attack them. Where's the lack here? It's no, not lack of restriction, very simple. Lack represents void, emptiness, depleted, lost, I'm going down, no future. Something was taken away from me. It's not going to be the same tomorrow. Fear about tomorrow, fear about myself, fear I'm a nobody, fear I just lost something that will never come back. I'm less than. I always will have this defect in my life. I'll never be respected and appreciated. That was taken away from me and I'm not sure when it'll come down. I will go through long term of pain and I'm not sure when I'll recover from that. That's lack. Lack means I'm going down, void, emptiness, missing, fear, future, what's going to be. There's no light. When I'm in the midst of feeling lack, there's no light. There's just darkness. I'm going downhill. There's no light. There's no purpose. There's no purpose to what I'm going through. So when somebody said something or did something that triggered anger in me, how come to my friend he's not angry? How come? Because what they say specifically trigger within me feeling of, I'm not respected. I'm empty. They took away something from me. Actually, he said something about me to other people, which my name is destroyed. My name is diminished. I'm lacking. Think about your own life. When somebody said something, or you're going through certain experience, or you're going through physical pain, or emotional pain, or you're going through financial stress that triggered the fear about tomorrow. When you're in the midst of that fear, are you feeling the light? Are we really feeling, yes, I'm going through difficulty, but the light is in the business, and if I'll continue to do the right thing, the light will take me up, because that's the nature of the light, taking us up. The light is force of ascending, elevating. That's the light, that the force that it's all the time here. But when I'm in the midst of my personal lack, I feel I'm going down. And my ego and my intellect try to manipulate going down in different ways. Some people manipulate going down by telling everybody how great I am, because deep inside I feel the lack, I'm going down, I lost respect, nobody respects me. So I need to brag a little bit to feel I'm going up. Why do I need to brag? Because I feel I'm going down. Lack means I'm going down. I lost, I'm lacking, I'm afraid of tomorrow, I'm not gonna have, I'm not good enough, I'm not deserving, I'm not worthy. I have defects in me that I'm afraid that people will know, because it's real defects, it's real issues. I'm a second degree citizen, I'm less than them, I'm less than him, I'm not totally real. It's defects that nobody can fix. I'm going down. So, one person, when he feels he goes down, is attacking the other person, because when you attack someone else, it gives you a sense of righteousness and elevate your energy, and you become victim, you become righteous, and you become elevate. But where does it come from? Because they say something? No, because they trigger the lack in me, which I need to deal with anyway. What happens when there's lack? When there's lack in me, do I trust the light? Do I have certainty in the light? Do I have certainty in the force of goodness? So that's where the doubt is hiding. That's the root of negativity. Lack / doubting the light, doubting myself, doubting the force of goodness, doubting I can go up if I'll do the right thing. That's where the doubt is hiding, in the midst of the lack. And usually, we don't even, our reactive robotic system, that's the job of Satan. Satan, the opponent, his job is one: to make me skip even to realize I have doubt and I'm going through lack. He wants me to jump from somebody did something, there's lack, and the lack trigger immediate reactive ego behavior. And when I recognize my negative behavior, I say, oh, so stupid, how can I be so reactive? It's so bad. But it's not logical. Of course, logically, all of us know that to be reactive is not good, or to worry for 2 days is not good, or to be negative and not nice to someone, it's not good. We all know it. But the problem, the reason we are, because when we were in the midst of lack, we gave power to the doubt. We didn't fight the doubt. The doubt is the Amalek that wants us to doubt us as a system of good in this universe. And because we didn't fight it, that consciousness of doubt automatically attracted the robotic, the reactive system of ego, of attack, of shutdown, of cheating, of running away, of lying, of complaining, of victim, of hurting, of murdering. Each one of us, according to our own tikkun, according to our own issues, when we vulnerable with lack and doubt and we don't fight it, because all of us have lack and doubt. All of us, that's part of the process of transformation and tikkun. We all going through that process. The question, will I have the spiritual strength as the lack is there, the void, the fear, the uncertainty, the confusion, the weakness. As I'm feeling it, do I have the power to pause and to say, 1 second, I'm in the midst of feeling lack and void and weak spiritually, physically, no strength, I don't see the future, I don't see how something good will come out of it. And then I'm saying, 1 second, I'm doubting the system. I need to do something to transform this doubt and to inject certainty, to replace it with certainty, and then deal with the situation. And that's what we're getting this week. The strength to go to the root cause of chaos. Before I'm manifesting chaos through my negative behavior, before I'm manifesting reactivity and judgment and control through my ego, before, to identify the doubt and the uncertainty and to fight. To fight. If you look at the original verse that we read from the Torah, it says, "Zachor et asher asa lecha Amalek." Remember what Amalek did to you. בדרך אשר קרחה בדרך ואתה עייף ויגע. You tired and exhausted. When did Amalek get in? When you were tired and exhausted. Means what? Lack, void, weakened energy, no strength. I don't feel the light. I don't feel myself. I don't trust my talent, my energy, my strength. I don't. That's where the doubt comes in. It comes to all of us. As it says before in the Zohar, as long as we live in this world, and as long as we did not finish our tikkun, and as long as we did not arrive to a place of Mashiach, means world peace, and as long as the opponent, the force of Satan, the force of darkness in the world exists, we all going through a process of experiencing the lack and experiencing the doubt, doubting the system. Doubt means also forgetting the light. That's the reason the first word is zachor, remember. When we have doubt of the system, we basically forget about the light. We forget about the force of good. We're so occupied with the lack, you can go through a class and you go back home and you have, God forbid, a little fight, an argument with somebody, heated argument, and that argument might get you into the lack. There's no light. There's no real energy, there's no purpose to that fight. You just feel emptiness and void, and as a result, you just want to win. But if we'll pause in the midst of the argument and say, 1 second, they touched a lack in me, which wants me to win, but stop. I trust. Actually, I trust. Just if I'll resist, and I'll say and share whatever I'm saying from the right place, I'll resist that impulses just to win. I know the light will improve this relationship, or will create a positive process for both of us. Maybe long-term process, but that's what I trust. I trust that if I'll do the right thing, and I will have the right consciousness, and I will have the proper effort, and I'll plant the right seed, I'm entering to a path of ascending. Doesn't mean instant miracle. Trusting the light doesn't mean instant miracle. I'm entering to a path of going up. Up! What process I need to go through is depend on many tikkuns and many issues. And in that process, we'll experience many, many, many miracles. Now, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to give different examples of lack. And how, when we are not overcoming the doubt, how that lack will manifest itself into certain reactive negative nature. But as I'm talking, I would like each one of you to recognize, yes, this is the issue. That's a typical lack that I'm often experiencing. And that's something I need help this week. So write yourself down on your phone, on a piece of paper. Yes, I can relate to this particular lack. Because that's what the doubt is. We want to relate this to our life. Okay? So, the lack of feeling I'm a nothing, or I'm nobody. Fear what's going to be, like the Rav spoke about, fear of the future, which whenever that's lack, that's void. Lack, remember, is I'm feeling I'm going down. There's nothing wrong to feel I have issues, I have difficulties, but I'll continue working myself and I believe I'm gradually going up. That's not lack. To identify that I have a lot of negativity I need to work on, it's not necessarily lack. As long as I know it's part, I'm happy I sing it, it's part of my process, I'm going to be better. It's like in your own company, you realize about 7 areas in your company that need major transformation. You should be excited you identified. Now the company will do better. So the lack is not when you see something wrong in you. Lack is when you feel you're going down. That's lack. Fear what will happen. Fear to fail. Feeling stuck with no energy and don't see future. Worry. You feel no strength to deal with the situation. I have no strength. I don't believe I have the strength. I don't have the strength to continue. Confused and not see any hope of clarity in certain issues. Exhausted, not have a physical energy, and as a result not feeling that I have any spiritual energy to handle something. Overwhelmed and not believing I can handle. I'm not okay. General internal feeling, I'm not okay. I'm never okay. It's not spiritual to feel that way. It's lack. I'm not worthy. I'm never gonna be really loved because I'm not deserving it. I'm never gonna really be respected because I'm not. Why should I even begin? Physical pain. Very often physical pain brings us to that space of feeling the lack. And not seeing any purpose to physical pain I'm going through. All types of insecurities. Now, for each one of us is different tikkun. Certain lack, as I said, suddenly because you cannot handle the lack, you started to brag and you started to speak greatly about yourself. Certain lack will trigger lying. Certain lack will trigger depression, reactive behavior, negative behavior, cheating behavior, addictions behavior, and so on. You know why we cannot handle a confrontation? Somebody is confronting us about what I need to change and to improve. Why it's tough for us to handle it? Why it's tough for us to handle? Somebody tell you, really, I think this horrible behavior of yours is keep repeating itself 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's very uncomfortable for us to handle. Why can't we handle it? Because we're not secure enough with ourselves that deep inside I'm okay and I'm going to be a better human being every day. I have certainty about it. And the fact that I'm seeing my garbage, I'm secure to see it. But we are not. So the reason we're fighting is because of lack. So if they say I'm not okay, so I'm not going to be loved, I'm not going to be liked, I'll never be okay, that's the truth who I am, it will remain forever. It's doubt. It's all doubt. It's believing the lack. One thing is experiencing lack and doubt, but believing the lack and believing that that's uncertainty and doubt. Believing that I'm continuously going down. That I'll be homeless. That I'll never be with someone. That I don't see any positive future for myself. I'm just believing the lack. Now, what I would like each one of you to choose maybe 2 lack and doubts that you believe in, unfortunately, too many times. You give into. You don't fight the doubt. It's all illusion. All these doubts and lacks are illusion. Sometimes they are serious illusion and they are manifest reality. I agree with you. But it doesn't have to be the reality. It becomes reality because I believe in the lack and I believe I'm going down. What about dying? It's illusion a person will die? Maybe the physical body will die, but the certainty is I'm moving forward to the next level. I'm going up. I'm going up. I'm committed to go up. So, when you're ready thinking about it for 1 minute and take responsibility for 2 areas that you believe in the doubt and you believe in the lack, I would like you to share it with the person next to you. And the reason we're asking this, because when you're able to verbalize it, it helps you to connect to it in a better way. So please go ahead. So what are we doing when we're recognizing? When we are recognizing, let's say we've been trained and we realize every time the lack is there, it means there's a doubt. And before I'm reactive, before I'm negative, before I'm letting Satan to take over my head and my life and my action, that's the moment of real saying no. What do I do with it? How do I replace? That's the time to inject certainty. No. In one case, I'm certain I can do it with strength, with support, with help, gradually, with asking for help, with doing the right thing, with planting the right seed, with learning my mistake. Yes, I have to do the work. But I'm certain that I have within me the strength. I'm certain that I'm good enough. I'm certain that the light will provide. I'm certain that there is a solution. I'm certain the light will bring prosperity and abundance and love into my life. If I'll do whatever I need to do in the present, it's not just it will happen by itself because I'm certain. Of course, one needs to plant seeds every second, every day, to the right thoughts, to the right action, to the right words, to the right behavior, to be open, to listen, to learn from my mistakes. Absolutely. But if I'm committed to the work of planting the seeds in the present, instead of being concerned of the future, which that's what this doubt is all about, I'm certain I have enough strength. I'm certain I'm good enough. I'm certain I'm worthy. I'm certain the light will provide. Because it's a universal force that exists in each cell of my body, and every aspect of my consciousness, and it's unstoppable force, and it's the force that rules this universe, and it's the force that actually the main force of my soul. But I'm tested. Satan has no power over me unless I believe in him. When I believe the doubt, that's when he has power over us. When I don't believe it, he has no power over us. The light is in control. This portion always will be read when? Prior to Purim. Next week, in the Zohar class, big part of the class will be dedicated to understanding Purim, which will take next Wednesday, day later. Okay? Purim is the manifestation of removing the force of doubt from our life, and it's the source of energy of happiness for the rest of the year. Read that verse. Rav Brandwein, in one of his letters towards the Rav, quoting from a Kabbalist, Ein simcha ke'atarat sfekot. There is no greater joy than removal of doubts. Basically, real happiness is connection to the light. Real happiness is when I'm overcoming uncertainty and feeling the certainty, the force of the light. I'm with the force of the light. That's what real joy and happiness. So this week, starting this weekend, Saturday morning, and next week, Wednesday night and Thursday morning, which is Purim, the manifestation, it's all about diminishing, at least to a certain degree, the level of the doubts and uncertainty that's blocking us to truly have real joy and real happiness, because that's the weapon that can destroy every chaos. Happiness. If I have uncertainty about my future, but I just got $100 million check, I know many of you would say, it will help, I know. It will help. I'm sure about it. But believe me, I've seen somebody that actually was worth $400 million and still was waking up with anxieties about being an homeless every morning. So actually, happiness doesn't come from getting. Happiness comes from certainty. And certainty you don't get because few people or some money promise you everything will be okay tomorrow. It's temporary certainty. It's external certainty. Real certainty comes from overcoming doubts. Once I heard the Rav saying, if you're a student of Kabbalah and you didn't overcome doubts about, does really all this stuff really working? Does all the center and all the tools that we represent, does it really work? If you didn't have this doubt and you didn't overcome this doubt, you're not student of Kabbalah yet. Because it's a necessary process. Joy doesn't come because I'm a happy guy and everything is happy and I see the good, that's great. The reason I have the power even to see the good in things, because I went through many, many little tests of overcoming doubts and uncertainty inside of me. And that leads us to the power of true happiness and true joy. Now, how does it connect to the portion of this week? Portion of this week speak mainly about the clothes of the high priest. The clothes of the high priest. You know, let's look at this for a second. This is the clothes of the high priest, and each one of the parts of the clothing of the high priest represent different actually aspect of reactivity, of negativity, of ego within each one of us. So basically, what we are learning this week, if you would like to be able to get rid of all this aspect of negativity, because that's what the high priest represent, a channel to help us to rid ourselves from our negativities. But we have to go to the source, we have to go to the cause, we have to go to the doubt. So for example, if you look on top, it calls the tzitz. The tzitz is that little, how do you call it? The band, little band, yes. The tzitz is that little band that is the letter written there. It's energetically, it's a channel to cleanse audacity, or in a very practical language, chutzpah. Okay? So, the ego of thinking I'm somebody and I can do whatever I want, but where does it really come from? Where does it really come from? If you go to the root of having the nerves and having the entitlement, actually audacity really refer to entitlement, to act the way I want, to do it, to disregard people around me and anybody. I'm the only one that's existing around. Where does it coming from really? When I'm so occupied with myself because I feel such a lack inside of me. And I'm doubting deep inside, it's deep by the way, I'm doubting that if I'm not going to be consumed with myself, what's going to be with me? So I have to be consumed with myself. I'm so consumed with myself, I don't feel anybody around me. Which allows me to be rude, allowed me to be disregarding people, allowed me to act with lack of human dignity. But deep inside, there's fear and doubt that I'll be fine if I'll treat people and I'll spend part of my energy to look at people and to feel people. So the root comes from doubt as well. The mitznefet, which refer to the hat, cleansing pride and ego. Pride refer to what? Pride refer to, there's many aspects of it. When I worry so much what people think of me, that's referred to ego and pride. Why do I worry so much what people think of me? Some people express that worry by bragging all day long and making sure They're doing the proper PR for themselves. Other people simply constantly affected by how people feel about them, the ups and downs, and we all have it. We all have all those aspects. But it comes from doubt. I'm not enough. I'm doubting. I don't have certainty that I'm enough. I by myself going down. But if somebody will think good of me, it's lifting me. So in my belief system, I'm doubting I'm enough, and I'm gradually going up. I'm doubting. That's where it's coming from. And that's the strength we are receiving. The cotonate, the tonic, represent cleansing bloodshed. Bloodshed represent all type of action that hurting other people. Usually a person hurt other people, or a person kills someone else, or a person because there's a major lack, and I have to manipulate reality in order to feel better. Because I don't trust reality will turn okay if I'll go through my process and learn my lessons. So I have to make things happen. I need to eliminate people. I need to steal. I need to hurt. So again, not trusting. The Me'il, the blue robe, cleansing evil speech. Why do I speak bad about other people? Why can't I just be satisfied with my own life and actually sharing good things about other people? Why? Why do I'm so eager to speak bad about other people? Because deep inside I'm not feeling enough also. I'm doubting. I'm enough. So every time you're putting someone else down, you elevate yourself. It's again doubt. Doubt and uncertainty. With the choshen, the breastplate, which again has a lot of powerful stuff there. This is actually the energy to give us the strength and the power to overcome all the rest of the stuff. The avnet, which represent the belt. Negative thoughts. Negative thoughts. When you feel abundance and inner joy, you'll attract positive thoughts. When you feel lack and fear, we become a magnet of negative thoughts. Negative thoughts is already the results of that. The ephod. No? Cleansing idol worshipping. What is idol worshipping? Idol worship can be drugs, alcohol, attachment to money, attachment to things that will fill me up. I feel the void. I need something to make me feel more secure for a second. Bring it in, get the energy in. It's all doubt and uncertainty. Comes from emptiness. The michnasayim refer to the lower part, the linen pants, cleansing sexual short circuits. Uncontrollable sex comes from what? Certain lack and void. Means with the wrong people, in the wrong time, cheating, looking all the time, being obsessed, comes from certain level of insecurity, that hoping that that energy will fill me up and will empower me. So again, in this portion, we have the high priest, the energy of the high priest, this weekly energy, which is energy of cleansing from all this negativity, but without going to the root of negativity, which is fighting the doubt. It's just going to be list of you shouldn't do this or you should do that. Something very powerful about this portion, the last piece about this portion. Since Moses was born until the end of the Torah, is the only portion that his name is not mentioned. This portion. Why? Because after the golden calf sin, when the Israelites short-circuited and they brought upon themselves judgment, Moses says, listen, the Creator, I'm not going to allow all those people to go through any suffering. If you want to hurt them, erase me from your book. And this is the time that he was erased, actually, from the book. Now, what's really it's representing? You know when is the birthday of Moses? Not the birthday, the actually death anniversary and the birthday. You know when is it? Tomorrow night. Always fall in this portion that his name doesn't appear in the Torah. So actually, when Moses is more powerful? When his name appears in the Torah or doesn't appear in the Torah? When your ego is not there at all, that's when you have all the light of certainty and all the power in the most powerful way. So actually we have the strength of removal of ego completely, which represents certainty and removal of doubts and removal of ego. To fight the root of negativity, I need to identify the lack, recognize the doubt, and replace it with certainty. I'm going up. I can do it. The light is here. I got enough gifts and light in me. It's all possible. If I'll be busy planting the right seeds, the right energy, the rest is going to happen. I have no doubt about it. I have certainty. The light is here at all time. And the light is in my soul, and the light is in the midst of my defective aspects of my characters. It's all over. If you can please relax. Let's let go of tension. If you need to move your head, your neck, your shoulders, your back, release tension. Scan your body in your mind eyes and command all the parts of the body to let go of tension and allow the light in. You are relaxed and you're calm, and we're in the present, feeling the light of the present. The light is with us. And to generate the light of certainty, we're going to start with deep breathings, which you breathe in through your nose, breathe in, deep breath through your stomach, hold the breath, and breathe out. Breathe in, and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And individually another 5 times. As you're breathing in, you're letting in certainty, trust, feeling secure, supported. And as you're breathing out, you're letting go of fear, of illusions, of lack, of emptiness.